Hello friends, welcome back in today's session. Today's topic that is methods of plant disease management or control part 2. So what are the learning objectives? First of all, let's recap. During last lecture we discussed cultural, physical, host plant resistance methods of plant disease management. And now we will be dealing with the different next tools of disease control, that is regulatory, which is also called as legal tool, then chemical tool, then biological tool, and last that is conclusion. Let's see in detail one by one. First one, legislative methods. In that, quarantine. Quarantine, it is derived from Italian word quaranta, meaning period of 40 days. So what is quarantine? It is a legal restriction on the movement of agricultural commodities so as to exclude the entry and spread establishment of new disease into a new area. Quarantine measures, these are of three types. First one, domestic, that is between two states. International, that is between two countries. And total embargoes, that is a total restriction on the import and export of the commodities. Quarantine in India. In India, quarantine measures exist for two insect pests, that is fluted scale and Sanjo scale, and for three diseases, that is potato wart, bunchy top, and mosaic of banana. Phytosanitary certificate. What is it? It is the official certificate from the country of origin, and without this certificate, the particular material may be refused from the entry. The sample is mentioned. Next method, biological method. In case of biological method, total or partial destruction of pathogen population by another organism. That is here disease producing activities of pathogen are reduced by using the living organisms. Let's see in detail. First of all, what is the mechanism of biological control? First one, that is competition. Here, most of the biocontrol agents are fast growing and they compete with plant pathogens for space, organic nutrient and minerals. Then next one, that is antibiosis. So what is it? It is a biological interaction between two or more organisms that is harmful to at least one of them, or association between an organism and metabolic substances produced by another. For example, there are some enzyme volatile compounds produced by the species. In that first one, that is antibiotics, that is a Gliocladium virens produces gliotoxins which causes the death of Rhizoctonia fungi on potato. Then next one, bacteriocin. It is a highly specific antibacterial protein produced by certain strain of bacteria and active against some another strain of same species. The example crown gall mentioned over here, and the bacteriocin, that is agrocin K84. Then also some volatile compounds are produced by the microorganisms, for example by Enterobacter cloacae. Then next one, that is hyperparasitism. So first of all, what is it? It is a condition in which a secondary parasite develops within a previously existing parasite, and there are some example mentioned over here. That is some important fungal biocontrol agents, Trichoderma species, for example Trichoderma herzianum, used against soil-borne diseases, that is root rot, wilt, etc. Next one, reducing the amount of inoculum through the antagonistic microorganisms. It can be achieved by the following ways. In that first one, control of soil-borne pathogens. It can be achieved by the beneficial fungi. It parasitize the mycelia and inhibits the growth of other fungi like Oomycetes fungi, Pythium, Phytophthora, etc. Then control of aerial pathogens. This can be done by using the beneficial fungi. Then control through the antagonistic plants. For example, asparagus and marigold produces some chemicals which are antagonistic to nematodes. Next one, biological control of post-harvest diseases through fungal and bacterial antagonists. There are several antagonistic, that is by yeast, which protect the grapes and tomatoes and other veggies and fruits from the botrytis fungi, penicillium fungi, etc. Next one, chemical control. By using chemicals like fungicides, antibiotics, we can protect the plant, or some insecticides in case of viral disease. So first of all, what is a fungicide? The chemical which kills the fungi, fungistat, which inhibit the growth of fungus. Then antisporulent, they do not kill the fungi, only vegetative growth or mycelia production is there. There is no spore production. Regarding classification of fungicides, on the basis of mode of action, general use and chemical composition, fungicides are classified as follows. Let's see one by one. First one, mode of action. First one, protectant. Protectant, these are applied to prevent the infection, to protect the plant, that is as preventive measure. For example, sulfur fungicide. Then second one, therapeutant. This cures the infection of fungus. For example, oxycarboxyn or some antibiotics. Then eradicant. These kill or eradicate the established infection applied after the infection. For example, lime sulfur, etc. Second, based on general uses, fungicides are classified. First, seed protectants protect the seeds. For example, carbendazim, captain, famous fungicides. Then pre-plant soil fungicides. For example, COC, Bordeaux mixture, etc. Then soil fungicides like Bordeaux mixture and COC for growing plants. Then there are some foliage and blossom protectant fungicides, that is a captain, zineb, mancozeb, etc. Then next, there are some fruit protectants like captain, carbendazim to protect the fruit from the fungus. Then eradicants like lime sulfur, tree wound dressers particularly used against in orchards. For example, Bordeaux pest, Chaubacia pest, or lanolin pest. Then antibiotics like streptomycin, streptocycline are used against bacterial disease. Then there are also some general purpose spray and dust formulations which are used. Based on chemical composition, groups of fungicides. Fungicides are classified in different groups. For example, there are some copper fungicides, sulfur fungicides, and mercury fungicides. Examples mentioned over here. Methods of applications of fungicides. In that first one, spraying and dusting. Spraying of carbendazim, etc. Is done to protect against the fungi. Then sulfur and copper dusting is followed, particularly in high humidity conditions. Soil treatment. Fungicide, it is poured near the ring of particularly fruit trees at the time of planting to control the damping of or root rot diseases. For example, captain, etc. Then next one, fumigation. Chemicals called as fumigants like formalin, chloropicrin, etc. are used as volatile or in gaseous form in soil to kill the microorganism, particularly nematode and fungi, etc. Next one, that is seed treatments. In this case, to prevent the seedborne infection, seed, tubers, pulp, set, these are treated with a particular chemicals. In case of seed treatment, a layer of a chemical is formed on the seed coat. Then example, that is a carboxyn treatment for the control of loose smut of wheat, etc. Then next one, tree wound treatment. In this case, during dormant period when fruit plants are pruned, they are prone to infection. So the cuttings, these are treated first with the ethyl alcohol and finally with the Bodo pest. Last, that is post harvest treatment. It is used to prevent the disease after the harvest, during storage or during transport. For example, mangoes are dipped in carbendazim solution to protect against the anthracnose disease. And there are also some chemicals mentioned which are used as post harvest fungicides. So, at the end of the lesson, you got idea about chemical, biological and legal methods of plant disease management and its applications. Thank you. See you in the next session.